Roughly 50,000 U.S. women choose single motherhood every year, and Mikki Morrissette is another one of them. After giving birth to her daughter Sophia back in 1999, Mikki realized that though there were a huge number of unmarried women making the very same choice she did, remarkably little support and insight was available to them. So she wrote this book. It is called Choosing Single Motherhood, The Thinking Woman's Guide. Welcome, Mikki. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
Why write the book?
There is so much great information out there from the choice moms that went before. There are so many therapists and mental health counselors and child development experts that just needed to be pulled together, including choice kids themselves. There's kids now in their teens and their 20s who I just, as a journalist, wanted to talk to.
Well, what is a choice mom versus a single mom?
A choice mom is what I define as somebody who proactively chooses as a single woman to become a mother. She specifically decides to adopt on her own, use a known donor, or use an anonymous donor for insemination.
And so when you wrote this book, and if you don't mind me asking, what path did you take?
I actually used a known donor.
Okay.
I had a friend who offered, and for both of my children, they're full siblings.
Okay. And so when you made this decision and you made this choice, were there any resources out there? Were there any books like this for you that were as in-depth and had the information that you needed?
There was one book out that had been written in the 90s, but it didn't have the women that then used that to become moms. And so that's kind of what I did, is brought that material together, interviewed some of the kids, and found out how it went.
Now, what else is in this book that might be helpful to other women who have made this choice or may be considering making this choice?
One of the biggest things is women need to find the support network of women who have been grieving the fact that they can't have the childhood dream. Some women think of this as a decision of default rather than choice. Some women really would rather have a partner, and it's a big leap for them. So to find other women who feel the same is very important. That's in the book. There's also a lot of material in there about the impact it will have on a child to grow up without a father, the impact it will have to grow up in a single-parent home. We look at the pros and cons. And then it also covers all the way up to the different methods and what you need to know about identity issues if you're using an anonymous donor, closed adoption. And then it goes all the way up to, when you are a mom and your child's asking about, the daddy question, how you respond to that.
How do you respond?
Because I used a known donor, my daughter and I have had some really interesting and difficult sometimes questions about the role of a father, what a father is as opposed to a biological donor, and so it really helps you define with your children what's important, what family is.
One of the interesting things about this book is there are a lot of stories from women who have struggled with this and who have tried to make the decision, do I do this, do I not do this? And there was one woman in here that I read about who decided not to do it because she said, if I continue to try, then I may not have enough money left over to actually end up adopting. And so there's so many different, thought processes that women go through that you've cited in this book because it's a difficult journey, isn't it?
Yes. There's another woman in there who is one of those who decided not to become a choice mom because for her it wouldn't be the experience she wanted without having a partner by her side. So she decided not to. She ended up then finding a partner later in life. I haven't heard yet if they're having any kids, but she did find a partner.
If people want to find out more information, in terms of resources, in terms of where they can find your book, in terms of where they can find you, where should they go?
The website I have is choicemoms.org, which has podcasts, it has blogs, it has, we're doing workshops now around the country, and there's a discussion board that now includes women in their late 20s who are starting to decide whether this is the right path.
Yeah,
they are becoming younger, and there's also quite a few women who are with partners who don't want to have kids, and they're trying to decide whether to leave the relationship.
All right, Mikki. Well, the book is called Choosing Single Motherhood, The Thinking Woman's Guide. Mikki Morrissette, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And coming up next, the hottest trends in hybrid vehicles. Don't go away.